Okay, Pika, we're rolling. Sitting on a park bench, dun, 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 talking to my Pikachu, Aqualung. Hi, is this thing on? Let's check. Pika, have you been touching the buttons again? Hold on. Hello, can you hear me in the back? Is it McManus is in there telling us everything. Oh, really? To tell you one about the hooker with the dysentery? Hello, can you hear me in the back? That's from Usual Suspects. Benicio del Toro's character there. How are you doing? It's a new time. It's 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern on New Comic Book Day. I wonder what I'll end up getting at the local comic book shop today. I go every Wednesday, and which is traditionally New Comic Book Day. It's tougher to get DC comics because they release on Tuesdays now. So, your SOL, that means shit out of luck. Or get a pull list. Or if there's a will, there's a way. I don't like being confined to one shop and to one pull list. And I live in the Boston area. There are, no lie, 8 different LCS, local comic book shops, within striking distance of the Fortress of Solitude, your dojo for tactical and practical spirituality, the kind that's going to help you in real life. IRL. IRL? Is that it? I really have to relearn the ASL alphabet. I would like that. That would be nice, it's good to have goals. It's good to learn things. It's good to, keep growing and not just your waist size from eating too much and then blaming your work-life balance that you can't get any exercise. What? That's not in the script, Pika. Don't be telling everyone our business. It's the Comics Talk with Reverend Sully here at your dojo for tactical and practical spirituality. It's we've had this ongoing comic book shop style conversation going on a few years now. It's good to see the usual suspects in the live chat premiere. My work-life balance, I had to move the show up to a 4 p.m. premiere time on Wednesdays. But don't worry, it's still pre-recorded before a live studio audience of My Stuffed Animals from our Boston studios, which is down the street from the corner. That's right. There is a Dunkin' Donuts up the street. Yeah. A large regular and a Boston cream donut. I don't like Dunkin's coffee. I like Dunkin's coffee. I will get a hot chocolate though. Yeah. I'll take a hot chocolate and a honey dip donut. I love donuts. Jelly-filled donuts. I love donuts. What's your favorite donut? Let us know in the comment section. It's new release day here. And it's February. Hello. It's the first. It's the first week in this leap year. What's on the shelves? What are we going to find on the shelves today? So we go to the leagueofcomicgeeks.com. And before I do that, I'd like to count. Let's see. I'll make sure there's 8 on the page first. Let's just show it. Stop, Pika, stop teasing the people. I will share the screen. I will share the screen with you, Pikachu. All right, what we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows of 8. Shut up in the back row. I suck at math. It's 96 plus 8, which is, that's 12. I can do 12s. We have 106 different publications here to preview, to say, hey, what's going to get my money this week? What are you going to get this week? The Woman in Me and Barbara. All these. It must be because I'm a big Audible audiobook aficionado. I love reading, but I have no time to sit and read a book these days anymore. Besides comic books, of course. And but that's where I get my reading done on page. So, but I commute and public transportation, so it's ample opportunity. Some people listen to podcasts. Hopefully, you're listening to this as a podcast right now. And oh, look, Fiendish 2.5 has been solicited for February 7th. I have pre-ordered this. Its release is February 7th. 2024. So hopefully I'll be getting mine in the mail. And let me know if you see this wonderful example of digital art. It's 25 pages. It's $15. It's not drawn by Irene Strakowski. She does the story, though. And yeah, Michael Rushbrook is doing the art, and Jake Harold is doing the coloring. Usually, Irene Strakowski, she does all of her own stuff, I believe. And then she does it digitally, too. So she's actually a really great example of good digital art. She's my, shining example of how it's done well. Along with, like, the artist known as Narwhal, Per Berg. Look at this solicited here. Wow, just all of these ads. The Beano, number 422, 4,222 for $3.78. It's Britain's very own The Beano, something I've never seen here. And you have in their own strips. It's these are all wow. The strip created by Leo Baxendale when the Bell Rings first appeared in 1954 and the Bash Street Kids in 1956. That's great. The Beano continues this grand celebration and tradition of comics. And this is for kids, too. $3.78. 32 pages. This is like, who collects the Beano? What collectability does that have? What about, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one bit. But Brits out there know what I'm talking about.
$1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. So switch to business internet from the company that powers more businesses.
Ad comes up every 2 seconds. That's okay. They're getting a boost here, huh? Let's see. We start here at leagueofcomicgeeks.com/new-comics. That is your URL, your universal resource locator, and your HTTP, your hypertext transfer protocol, and the World Wide Web, the information superhighway. Let's see. Edie, you are what eats you. Blood Moon Comics. Yeah, we start off at the bottom of the list and just work our way up a little bit. Just because I often will miss something near the bottom of the list. See, this list is sorted by most requested by stores. So when we get to the top of the list, or what's first on this list, that's got to be like the most solicited comic book or ordered comic book by North American stores, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd like to know more. Ooh, look at this. Jack Kirby Collector, number 89. Ooh, yeah, that's on Tomorrow's. It's $10.59. And I have no idea. I've never even heard of this book. It's all about Jack Kirby, though. See, there's that Archie comic. That Archie Jumbo Comics I never see anywhere. My Little Pony. I have a preview copy of that. I got to read that. $7.99 for a My Little Pony issue on IDW. It's one of the last Hasbro things that they have. So IDW has kept in the mad scramble of licensed properties. They have My Little Pony, and they also have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was thinking My Little Pony would be going over to Skybound as like this huge package deal. Oh, this is collecting My Little Pony Friendship is Magic 42, Micro Series number 3, and Forever Friends 13 and 29 for $7. Yeah. It's the best of rarity. Yes. Don't mess with bronies, man. Bronies are no joke. I want bronies to catch on to Ethan Van Sciver's Rainbow the Brute. I bet you they would really, really maybe kind of like, hopefully it's something that would be something they dig. But for $4.99, we have My Little Pony Classics Reimagined Valentine's Special number 1. Pinkie Pie. I just love their names. And Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich fall in love, causing the Capulets and Montagues to start polishing their sparkliest party cannons. This is 28 pages for $4.99. So you're getting like a 20-page story of cover and art, of art and story. It's got 2 incentive covers. It's got 1 incentive cover, and it's got a variant cover. So it's got 2 variant covers. And it's hey, it's done by girls, and no shade here, but My Little Pony is a huge property. It really is. I have a lot of respect for that fandom. I mean, sometimes it gives me a sobering kind of thought about when we argue about continuity, canon, iteration. Mostly it's like we're in the age of iteration now. There are so many different flavors to our these beloved IPs that we've been following all of our lives. So, but look at My Little Pony. There's been distinct generations, distinct iterations, and look and form and of the toy itself and its own sprawling continuity and what matters and what doesn't, and their rabid fandom, the bronies. I love it. I will always tell anyone within the sound of my voice to go find Jenny Nicholson's and subscribe to her too. The Last BronyCon. It's I'm gonna put I'm trying to like kind of share it, I think. Am I trying to share it here? It's maybe I'll just drop it in the description of the show. But yeah, back to the comic books. Yeah, bronies and My Little Pony. So yeah, we got, hopefully IDW, can keep on chugging along. We have The Veil here from Scout Comics. The Veil number 1. Acclaimed artist Gabriel Hernandez, Walta. Writer El Torres. Present this new comic book. It's $4.99, 32 pages. And yeah, it's Scout Europe. You see that trade dress right there? You see that? So that's a different kind of it's a Scout comic, but it's an imprint. And so floppies like these that are just like, they're basically 6-issue things. And for me personally, it's like I question like the need to release this in a serialized format. And is it to have some kind of illusion of a market share in a periodical publication, marketplace, I guess. So we got Batman, Joker Year 1. I am not buying this. Sorry. I mean, if Jorge Jimenez is not doing it. Oh my God, look at all the variant covers. Is this a paid version I can get where like I don't have to worry about ads anymore? But we have how many? Look at this retailer exclusives for 616 comics traders and fandom comic shops. You got this cheeky. See, I love cheeky shit like this. It's cute. It's kind of like it's. There's this thing called the copper tone ad, and that's reminiscent of it. And that's nice. I'm a big fan of. I've always been a big fan of Batgirl, down to the original Batgirl of the Batman 1966 Adam West show. I mean, oh my goodness. Yes, please. Thank you. So beautiful. But we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variant covers, all cardstock variants, and there's a foil variant too, huh? How much is the foil variant cover? Let's go look at this. Cover F. That will go for $7.99 for a usually a $4.99 comic book. Yeah, $4.99 comic book. Indeed. I have no interest in this. I'm a huge Batman fan. I've been sporadically buying Batman along this Chip Zdarsky run from Remember, hi, I'm Eric O'Sullivan, aka Reverend Sully of the Tactical and Practical Spiritual Dojo here. But you might also know me from occasionally being one of Wes at Thinking Critical's panel members on his Saturday morning comic book show, The Comics Aficionados, where I was like, hey, I had no problem with Batman falling to Earth like that. Like, and I was like, I got so much freaking crap for that because I'm like, you know what? It's over the top. He's the man with the plan. And, maybe he learned a thing or two from Superman about falling to Earth. And he thought he had I don't know. It was ridiculous. It was over the top. And it was completely 110% high octane Batman for me. We've got X-Men number 31 by Jerry Duggan. This is a $3.99 comic book, 28 pages it quotes right here. So it's you got Ms. Marvel here. You got Wolverine. You've got lots of Bamps. This is really good art. I like this cover a lot. Oh, look at this Emma Frost card. This cover is like the Marvel cards of the early 90s. That's wonderful. That's really nice. So it's Duggan and Noto, or Noto. Is it Field Noto? The ultimate mutant hunter. X-Men lived in fear of Nimrod's creation, and now it's clear why. Death to mutant kind, indeed. And we have like a 90s, an X-Men 97 homage cover. So yeah, we got 5 covers all day on this. 1, 2, 3. We got 4 covers, 5 covers. And this is the Dark Child variant. That's Ilyana Rasputin, sister of Peter and Michael Rasputin. Very powerful mutant family. Indeed. So yeah, I usually read this in my pirate chest. Venom 30. Oh gosh. It's been a hot mess. We've got 3 variant covers. Yeah, it's Al Ewing and yeah, it's Eddie Brock, the King in Black. But the Venom variant itself is bonded to Eddie Brock's now teenage son, Dylan. So, Venom's a different character now in a way. Same, but different. Poison Ivy 18. This has been 19. This has been a surprise hit for me. $3.99, 32 pages. Written by G. Willow Wilson. It's The Secret Origin of Pamela Isley, part 1 of 3. There's a really good origin story for Pamela Isley, and It's in the Batman the Animated Series. Show Bible. You know what a show Bible is? It's something that I want to share this. No? Window. Oh, share window. Here we go. Ah, good. Here we go. I got this years ago and I've kept it. This is the Batman Writer's Bible for Batman the Animated Series that came out in 1992. This was developed by Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, and Mitch Bryan. This is the series Writer's Bible. So this is, I think, how many pages is this? 153 pages of just information of how different writers can write the same story over an episodic TV show. This is a writer's Bible. Every show has one of these or should have one of these. Now we have, 21st century concepts called like the showrunner. Like, so the showrunner would do this. And this has it's about act structure. Look at this. But in here is in humor guidelines. Sorry about that. And it gives you just the designs and the character expectation. Supporting characters. There's Robin, Alfred. We're going to get into, but what we're looking for is Pamela Isley, because Montoya, this is the introduction of her husband, also a police officer, was killed 2 years ago in the line of duty. I wonder if that story note is used in current DC continuity, because Renee Montoya is currently the commissioner of the Gotham City Police Department, and she is part of the Alphabet community. Has also been romantically linked with Kate Kane, the Batwoman, which was really cool. Mayor Hamilton Hill, Summer Gleason, yeah, Gotham City has designed the Art Deco of it all. We could do an entire episode about this. Yeah, I just picked this up on the internet years and over a decade or more ago, and saved it. I right-clicked it and I saved it, and it's a PDF that you can find on the internet. Go find it yourself. And here's the Joker. Yeah, the Penguin. But when I want to get to Pamela Isley, because right around this time too, there is was a big resurgence of retro stuff, and it always was had a cult following, was Betty Page, the pinup girl of the 50s. And she also did risque things, she did nudes, she did bondage and discipline, submission, that was and she had the famous, the bangs and the body, and beautiful pinup girl. And this really, there was a biopic of Betty Page that came out, starring Gretchen Mol. It was really interesting movie. But in Act 1, in her origin, we find out that she was as a teenager, she was tricked into going to a party where she was basically manhandled and abused, and against her consent. And then she shows her walking home crying, and I don't believe I got into that. So this is, remember, Pamela Isley is a have you been reading this? Has that been up enough? You know, she has this same kind of origin story. And this helps set up like the modern version of Poison Ivy. The modern version of Poison Ivy is really rooted, no pun, or maybe all pun, is really rooted in Batman the Animated Series. I feel like that interpretation, especially because Harley Ivy comes from that source as well. And yeah. And she would find a way to use and humiliate all men for the way she was abused. So this this was never like discussed in the show. So this is the writer's Bible. This is Pamela Isley's motivation. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And let's go back to the TV show, huh? Where did it go? Here we go. Share. And so we have, the Secret Origin of Pamela Isley, part 1 of 3. But G. Willow Wilson has been knocking this one out of the park. I've been really enjoying it, the art and everything about this book. We have Fantastic Four with a wonderful Alex Ross cover for $3.99, 20 pages of story and art, as we know as Funnybooks. Wow, look at all those. We have a Black History Month cover for Luke Cage, but we didn't get one for his 50th anniversary. So we've got the Marvel card variant. This looks like another Marvel baseball, like a baseball card, Those were huge in the early 90s. Lots of variant covers for a random issue. Yeah, which is kind of, in my humble opinion, a little mediocre. It's like they're part of my pirate chest. I will read them. The Avengers by Jed McKay. I've been tuned into that too. But still, $3.99. I wonder when these will just go up to $4.99. We've got 3 variant covers with a, and this is a George Perez variant cover. This is great. Loving it because you have the whole, we call that the Hamlet moment. It's Hamlet holding the skull of Yorick the fool, and I knew him well, Horatio, a man of infinite jest. How often these lips have I kissed? Just this. That's to be or not. The whole to be or not to be is actually for a soliloquy from a different scene. But it's like Hamlet musing on death, and it's all set up to pay off with his eventual demise at the hands of Laertes' son, Ophelia's brother. He'll come back to me like in the middle of the night. Like I'll just wake up and be like, oh, that's the character's name. Hopefully you're all streaming it from the back seats there. Yeah. Shazam number 8. Well, I dropped this. And Goran Suzuka is doing the art. Pretty good art. But we've got Space Dinosaurs. We've got variant covers. I'm a huge fan of Mary Marvel. And that's a kind of like a unflattering Mary Marvel. Give me a cheesecakey one any day. Please. Give me cheesecake. I love cheesecake. So we got 3 variant covers for a random issue 8 in a series that just like is going to be handed off to Josie Campbell any minute now. And who's the group editor on this? Paul Kaminsky. Because we found out that, see, Batman, the Bat family of titles, all have been editor now, right? Here we go. Editor Katie Kubert. She's the group editor of the Batman magazine now, of the Batman titles. Where will this take Batman? What direction will this take Batman in? Ooh. Now, I've been enjoying Birds of Prey by not Becky Cloonan. Cue Becky Cloonan, seriously. By Kelly Thompson here. And look, we got I've actually put a special order into to Yule Carter at Fantastic Comics for this cardstock variant. I'm a big fan of Big Barda. Yo, Big Barda. This is literally a 10-pound book. It's the Kirby Fourth World book, and it's pretty heavy reading. But this is a cheesecakey kind of cover, and it's done on purpose, you know, and I love it. This is great. You got Zealot, you got Harley, you got Cassandra Cain, you've got, Dinah, and you've got Barda. I love Big Barda. And sorry, that's the Pablo Villalobos sweater weather variant cover. But you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 other covers, cardstock variants for an issue number 8. All out War on Themyscira. Yeah. Well, at least, this arc has gone 6 issues. I did not like that last issue, though. That really killed all the momentum of that, of what we had before. I mean, it's just like, it's Megadeth Part 6. So it's written for the trade. And let's see if it goes from here. Will there be an issue number 7? We can find out down here. Oop, and yep, it looks like the Dawn of DC logos are back for February books. Ah, really? There we go. Yeah, there's Dawn of DC trade dress right there. So the Dawn of DC has is still going on. Yeah, that says Dawn of DC. They all say Dawn of DC. There we go. Wonder what was up with that. We got Doctor Strange number 12. Pascal, I think, is Pascal Ferry returning? No. Written by Jed McKay. Let's see. Paco Medina variant covers. We got 2 variant covers. It's been enjoyable, but I'm not getting it. Ultimate Black Panther number 1. Who's getting this? Who's picking this up? I'm picking up Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men when that comes out. $5.99, 40 pages. A brand new direction. We got 4 variant covers. And with 3 incentive covers, too. A Travel Foreman variant. Ooh. Ethan Young, Stefano Caselli as like the design. Let's see what else is out today. Captain America 6. Yeah, this is it's Captain America versus the Emissary. It's $4.99, 20 pages of what you consider a funny book. Then there's, of course, the art, the cover art, the info dump page with the credits, and the preview page at the last with the indicia. And it's Paco Medina on this. We got 4 variant covers. And Lan Medina. No. Yeah. Editor is Alana Smith. Assistant editor is Caitlin Lindved. Well, and production designer Kat Grigorowicz with C.B. Cebulski. I mean, so yeah, Captain America, usually very macho. And maybe that's what's turned me off to this. There's a certain lack of machismo, included in his masculinity. I mean, Captain America is a nice guy, but also, I mean, there's something like, he's very alpha. You got She-Hulk and Walking Dead Deluxe, Gang War, Daredevil, and Rogue Sun. Anyone reading Rogue Sun out there, huh? I read this. I got some Image Funny books in my pirate chest. I read a bunch of them. So I don't get, this is my first issue I ever read of it, and it's the last issue of the series. So maybe it might continue in a new volume somewhere else. But is anyone reading Rogue Sun? I kind of shrugged. Oh my goodness, everyone's favorite funny book, Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville, number 6, and this wraps up. It just wraps up this series, and I even like I love the sweater weather variant cover because it's cheeky and it's Torah, and and it's B. This is just really awful. Fuck you, Joanne Starr. Seriously. And that's it. Yeah, I got blocked on Twitter from her because I'm a stinky person or something. I'm adjacent to her. They're thin-skinned. That says more about them than it does about me. Any day, every day. You can take that to heart, Miss Starr. And good luck. And what comes next? If you'll get another DC superhero property to tell stories with. And I know, great covers by the Dodsons. I love the Dodsons art. And but this has been like Sex and the City meets DC's version of Squirrel Girl. Hijinks, happenings, wine aunt humor, the whole questioning of who is this made for? Well, it's not made for me. It's probably not made for you. It's made for that mythic audience. I mean, if it's why something like this is released in serial. Again, when it's written for the trade, you have this illusion of market share. You have this illusion. Look at Conan the Barbarian, number 7 by Titan Books. This will be sought after. This is actually, I've been reading this. We got 4 variant covers. This is really good. We got amazing art by Doug Braithwaite. Okay, he's a really good. Yeah, I've grown up reading his stuff. This is you could celebrate Black History Month by buying a Black creator's stuff. I mean, I don't buy Conan. It's not my cup of tea. It's I don't really read Sword and Shield stuff. I am kind of reading Bloodrick. I know there's one more issue of that coming up, and so that'll be done. So that won't be an ongoing. But I like the art in Bloodrick, and that's an independent, and it basically starts with pencils in Bristol, and then the writer artist does ink it, quote unquote, in Photoshop. So it does at least start on paper, which satisfies me. Red Hood the Hill issue number 0. I'm a sucker for a 0 issue, but I'm not biting on this one. We got Wolverine Madripoor Nights number 1. This is like one of these comics that are probably set between like 2 issues. Yeah, this is like a 0.1 issue. It's like set after Uncanny X-Men number 268, which premiered probably let's see, when did this come out? Does it say? Released September 15th, 1990. So this is picking up on story points left down 34 years ago. These are the comic books that they're making for fans of my age. And look, we've got how many variant covers? Jeez. And it's written by Chris Claremont. I mean, so there's that. But it's incentive covers. It's got Jim Lee. Is it Jim Lee? All Jim Lee art? No, it's just that there's probably a cover. Cover artists, production characters. Yeah. I don't know why did they have Jim Lee and Scott Williams up there. But yeah, have fun. But this and the facsimiles, they're getting me on a lot of facsimile issues, especially the old X-Men one. So, and those are going for $4.99 now, or even more expensive too if they're Golden Age and they're 60 pagers. So, but that's how they're getting our money through nostalgia of these meaningless 0.0 books. Now here comes Dynamite has Thundercats, and this has been one of the most apparently this has been one of the most solicited books in recent memory, and 170,000 copies have been solicited for this book. Why this was not at the top of the sort list, though, I don't know exactly. And how many variant covers will we have? I like this one here that looks like the action figure, that one over there, but we've got 10. No, that's 6. That's 12, 15, 16, 17. Wow, look at all of these variant covers. That's just... How do you feel about that? Seriously, I mean, imagine having that like completist node to want to like get all of them. Imagine that. This is the Rob Liefeld variant cover. Wow. That is just... It's a bit much. Wow, look at that. And it's cardstock cover. It's $4.99, 32 pages. That's a 24 issue story. It says so right there. All right, what else isn't coming out this week? Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees on IDW. We've got Alien issue 4, Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, number 12. I wonder if that's it for this title. This is Jason Aaron. And 4 covers. Nick Dragotta doing the art. Jason Aaron is the writer. He's been a little decent on Batman. That could be the last issue. I picked up the first issue just because of sheer interest. And yeah. Oh, Kneel Before Zod 2. Sign me up. I'm liking that. We got Star Wars Mace Windu. Now, I end up usually reading all the Star Wars floppies that are in my pirate chest. Mace Windu, number 1. How many variant covers have we for this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 all day. Oh, Mark Bernardin is doing the the story. Georgianti is doing the art, of whom I'm very hot and cold with, but hey, and Dexter Vines is doing the inking. Here we go. It is, Black History Month. It really is. And a mission before the rise of the Separatists in the Clone Wars. He's got his own lightsaber form. I wonder if they keep that in canon. It's like why he would have... that's why he has a purple lightsaber. It's because his specific lightsaber form 7, I believe it is is a balance of dark of the dark side of the Force with the light side of the Force, and this this combat trance that he can get into. Not to be confused with combat meditation from Knights of the Old Republic, okay? Please, we have continuities to adhere to and stuff. I'll read that. It's usually always in my... these Star Wars comics are usually always in the treasure chest. And I read them. And to be sure, I'm looking forward to looking at this one in particular. The last issue of... Maybe it's the second to last issue. Maybe there's one more. But great covers by... Oh. Hey, a spoiler. But cover art by Phil Notto. You get two you have one variant cover, one incentive cover. I like the Phil Notto covers. I like his art. He's done a lot of Marvel Star Wars since 2015. A lot. And he's a good look for it too, because he's got that photorealism. And was that like watercolors too? I mean, is there an artist in the house that can help me with identify like different things? It's just like I missed this. I missed all of these episodes. You know what I mean? I gotta be... The most Disney Plus Star Wars content I've ever watched was the last 8 minutes of this show, which will be chronicled in the next issue. This has got to be a 6-issue mini written for the trade, the adaptation of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. Not only does it have really good Phil Notto art, this has Salvador Larroca pencils, line art. He's done a lot of X-Men books, but it was just like last issue, I thought like it was a bit too... It was uncanny how photorealistic it was in places. So I'm thinking, is LaRocca doing line work over stills of the show itself? Or is he that good? I mean, I'm not sure. I didn't see the show. You could tell me. Did you watch the show? I liked this wedged in anti-canon just for member berries episode 0 duel between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi 10 years before the Death Star. Or it's about that, right? And I take my Star Wars seriously, yo. But I've been enjoying this much ballyhooed, and I'm on a side of fandom where I'm on a side of fandom that we're known for being cranky. We are. And will I buy this? No, I don't buy this stuff. But $4.99, 36 pages. But it's really good. It's divorced from all the drama and that was out and about. The Reva shit. Oh, the Reva lightsaber didn't sell. Oh, I mean, we've gotten so much racial hate over this. I mean, we'll show those people's tweets and email and with their how about publicly shaming them? And like, because like there's a whole lot of us in the middle that like I don't know. It became, was it the Reva show? Was it, just, I mean, the old, as a nitpicky fan, I'll say this much. I think the greatest misstep in that show was when Obi-Wan comes out of the bacta tank after his that first incursion with Vader, where Vader literally pulls Obi-Wan over a bed of fire, burning him pretty badly. And so Obi-Wan has to heal in the bacta tank. And I would have had Ewan McGregor come out of the bacta tank changed with silver hair. Therefore, like, aging him up a little bit, you know what I mean? At least we can now, his beard's gone his beard's gone gray. It's like, maybe an effect of like how much this took out of him, this battle, and how much it, just, I mean, just the whole bridging of how did, would we get from McGregor to Alec Guinness, just hello. Gone number 2 by Distillery. Will I pick up issue number 2 of this? I got issue 1. Maybe. Oh, it's got 5 variant covers. Look, a 1 in 50 Matt Taylor variant. That's pretty hot, though, I gotta say. You know what I mean? But, hey, 48 pages, $8.99. It's perfect bound, cardstock wrapped, wraparound cover. It's an oversized format. Is this the future of publishing? Is this the future of the periodical? I think I'm here for this. I'm here for this comic book shop style conversation. Will Distillery catch on? And is it up to customers such as us to give chances on these new titles by great artists doing their independent thing? I think the answer is yes. Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum number 1. So this is probably in conjunction with the game. Yeah, okay. Things are going to get messy in this prequel to Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game. Yep. Alrighty. And it comes with game codes, apparently. See, that's cool. You know what I mean? If you're really, if whomever is playing that game and enjoying that game. Now, here's a good one. That's a great cover right there, because it's somewhere that is mostly, I would say that's very wonderful photorealistically in a way, because it's 80% Gene Hackman and 20% Kevin Spacey, the two actors who portrayed this specific Lex Luthor. Yes, because that Superman Returns, Brendan Ruth, that was Kevin Spacey playing that version. He was playing Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. I thought that Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor was the best part of that dumb movie. Well, that and like Brandon Ruth's acting too, being Christopher Reeves in a way. Yeah, Lois, and I don't know, but this has been fun. Robert Venditti, he writes good DC stuff, man. He really does. I'm so happy to be turned on to his stuff, new and old. Kneel Before Zod. I'll be picking this up. I got issue 1. I liked it a lot. I believe this is a 3-issue mini and leads into different things coming up in the DCU. There's for Joe Casey as well, and great art by Dan McDade. I'm really liking this. This is Drew Zod, and not with Feora. He's with Ursa. I think that's fun. Superman purists out there, which version of Zod are we dealing with here? I mean, is this the post rebirth Zod, or is it the post death metal Zod? Do you know the difference between Feora and Ursa? I put that question down to you, oh Superman fans. Aha! We have a good time here. It's pull up a chair, grab a cup of whatever it is you're shoving under your nose, take a break with us. You can watch this any time of the day. for at least this whole week until next Wednesday, when there's another new comic book day and more new comic books. I will not be getting this issue 0. Well, let's look at it real quick. This is what we're here for to do. It's, you never know. Okay, this thrilling tale collects Red Hood Outlaw 51 and 52 and is essential reading to get you ready for all the hell to the hill in Red Hood the Hill. Say that 3 times fast, Sully. $3.99, 49 paid. Wow, see, they're trying to sell this as a 0 issue. Yeah, this is to get you to whet your appetite. I hate this Jason Todd design. I really do. I can't stand it. I like the Judd Winnick original Red Hood design with the red helmet and the leather jacket that you see mostly at cosplays. Like, this one is a little bit more cosplay friendly, but it's always cooler to see like the real Red Hood look, in my humble opinion. Red Hood, The Outlaws, number 52. And yeah, okay, not interested. But I am a sucker for 1, Jason Todd stories, and 2, 0 issues. And maybe they should have thrown in Gotham, a little bit of Gotham War, and like him getting Clockwork Oranged by Batman and then immediately healed, which I think, I would have that would have been like Bone Claw Wolverine, but for Jason Todd. Take away Wolverine's adamantium, will turn Jason Todd into Alex post-conversion therapy and come back like Alex. By the end of the story of A Clockwork Orange, Alex does return to form. And breaks that conditioning, his pacifist conditioning. There was a bigger story to plumb there. I mean, you could have done this. I could have done this for 12 issues. I could have done it for 24 issues and given you some some spiritual angle. He recreates himself in a way that's now he has to learn Aikido, like Dick did. I mean, Dick Grayson is a master of Aikido. It's one of the Aikido is the one. Well, actually 2. I took Kendo in middle school, got my ass kicked by my bully and gave it up. But I took Aikido, a Japanese martial art, in my early 20s, and did that for a year. And I learned a lot. And you learn the most valuable lesson you learn is how to fall safely. Yeah, before you get thrown, or you don't learn to punch or kick. We learn to grab and throw. It's a lot like judo. But Aikido is just amazing. I get sick on a swing, in car rides. We had to do a series of front and back rolls across the mat of the dojo. But I was lucky to train under Kanai Sensei, who was one of O Sensei's original students. So there is my name is still, it was a lifetime membership. So my name is still in the books there. I should go back and maybe that would be nice. It's still there. It's called New England Aikikai, and it's in Cambridge. And I just never been one for dojos and gymnasiums. Just never been a gym guy. I'm an only child, but we got some classic Mirage era, basically cartoon era, and we know. AL, are you reading this? Who's reading this out there? Is it JK? Are you reading this? I got a couple of issues of this, I think, or at least one, and it's kind of got a Turtles in Time aspect to it as well. So there's time travel involved in future, past, and present. I'll be honest with you. I read that in my pirate chest, and it was fun, and it looks great, and you can hear real turtles in the word balloons. You can hear it. You can, maybe if you're lucky enough, you can even imagine into your inner ear, you can hear the musics and in its own, its sound design. How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days, issue number 1. Who is this? Variant covers. Oh, look at that. Dick and Barbara. I would break them up. Dennis Hopeless, Alex Gare, Brian, George Mann, Danny Lore, Marguerite Savage. It's got a Connor Palmy. I like this cover. I like this cover a lot, to be honest, because that's Tora, and it's Guy Gardner. Tora and Guy Gardner have been an on again, off again couple since Justice League International. Since he bumped his head, the one punch. It wasn't the one punch that made Guy Gardner turn from a heel into a baby face. It was Guy Gutting, looking for his ring immediately after that. And so he concussed himself by like finding his ring that was underneath it, because he passed it to Beetle, and Beetle threw it over his shoulder like Luke Skywalker did in fucking The Force Awakens. Oh no, in The Last fucking Jedi. And I love this cover, but it's like B hates Guy because she's Tor's on again, off again, boyfriend. And like, that's your best friend's partner. All of her you're her best friend, so you probably have a privy to most of her secrets, all of her gripes, and your own personal judgment of this kind of very boorish and wonderful kind of Guy character, Guy Gardner. Yeah, it's I love Guy Gardner, but I've loved Guy and Tora because she didn't quite understand when Guy hit his head again and went back to his heel turn about being his traditional self. She was like so genuinely confused by like, what happened to my boyfriend? You know what I mean? There's some great allegory there, like, and why do my boyfriend became such an asshole? But no, he was always that way. You just didn't know him then. And then like how Guy kind of reconciles his own self in order not to lose Tora. I mean, just I don't know. It's that soapy melodrama. There are places within our superhero stories for romance. They're quite welcomed, and they can be any one of any skin, of any bent, or of any attraction. It could be any, But here we go. Superman, the Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries. $2.99, 32 pages. A DC comic book with a Batman. This is proof that that DC can and does sell comic books for $2.99. That they could do it. And they should do it. They should be selling more comic books for $2.99, because you do it here and you do it here as well. For Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Issue number 126. It's $2.99. 32 pages. You're not getting, I mean, like, ain't that cool? And it's just like the most classic versions of the characters. You're not getting you're not getting that girl Kelly from The Office's version of Velma. You're getting Velma, and you're getting Daphne and Freddie, and Scoob and Shaggy. This is just Mystery Machine stuff. I should be picking this up and just checking it out. It's a $2.99 comic book. I like sometimes getting those kind of kids comic books too, like Justice League Unlimited. That was a really fun comic book, done in that Bruce Timm style that originated all the way back in Batman the Animated Series in 1992. From that came Batman Beyond, came Superman the Animated Series, came Justice League Unlimited, the whole Timmverse. Wasn't that love these comic book shop style conversations that we keep falling into? Antarctica number 8, I read that. It was part of my. I read a bunch of Image titles that I will read basically almost everything that is in like the indie stuff, because a lot of it's kind of just like, hey, you're coming in the middle of a story, but every issue could be a first issue for a new reader. I've always believed that. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return. Boom Studios doing well with this specific property. They are not letting down their, apparently. Oh, this is written by Amy Jo Johnson herself. The original Pink Ranger. Oh, yeah. We lost Tommy, the Green Ranger, the Red Zeo Ranger, the White Ranger, the Black, Dino Ranger. We lost Jason, not Jason David Frank. He self-deleted on my birthday, so I'll always have that to think about. But the gift of his memory too. Wow, look at all of the variant covers. I like this one. This is Jenny Frison one. You couldn't have not have been my age and not have had a crush on the Pink Ranger. Oh wow, look at that. Interesting. Look at all those variant covers, huh? Damn. Indeed. Would any of those variant covers lure me into wanting to buy this? I don't know. Oh, so Bloodrick 3 is out this week. Okay. I'll be getting Bloodrick 3. And this completes the 3 issues of Bloodrick, and it's like I said before about Conan, I usually don't get Sword and Shield stuff. But Bloodrick was it was given to me issue 1 as part of my pirate chest. So the person that sends me the pirate chest had a feeling that I'd like this issue because of I like line art. I like old-fashioned pencils and stuff. And I ended up, and also Yul Carter of Fantastic Comics, he suggested it as well. And it's look at that line work. That's all pencils and then the last issue, the last 2 pages of this floppy itself has how he constructed this image, and he said he did it in pencils. It's Andrew Cronky. He's the writer artist, and then he inks it in Photoshop. But this was originally done as pencils and line work on paper, and you can just see that you can see the line work. You know what I mean? Just that it's not that all those lines there. Just that's not a digital filter. That's organic line. You can feel that. That's got a tactility. It's got a visual, quality to it. And as a story, Bloodrick was it was entertaining, and it will collect well. I hope it. And I hope the guy's got more things to come. I know that this was a labor of love for him, and it took him over a decade to bring his book into fruition, into publish, into print, and on shelves, being sold with respectable press on Image Comics. And then we're coming to the end of the list. It's Exo Man of War Unconquered number 6 for $4.99. This could be the last Valiant comic floppy as you know it. It's $4.99 for 32 pages. This could be a key issue. I will not buy this, and I'm an Exo Man of War on again, off again fan. But fuck you, Becky Cloonan. Sorry. And look at this beautiful B cover too. That's so evocative of the old stuff that I grew up, that was part of my life in my late teens, early 20s. And but great art by Liam Sharp. I just I won't spend money on someone that I know that literally hates me. Michael Conrad hasn't blocked me, but I mean I had no direct conflicts or interactions with you, Ms. Cloonan. I'm very disappointed in you. This makes it very difficult for me to ever buy your stuff, if that even matters to you. That I have to treat you the way you treated me, and so now I gotta turn my back on you, as they said in Goodfellas. But I mean, that's got your group block or whatever. That has more to say about you than it does about me. You don't get to define me. I don't get to define you. So live and let live. But will never buy your book ever again. I'm so embarrassed to have spent money with you. You're a jerk. It's a jerk move. It's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Let's see. Godzilla Valentine's Day special. I read that. This is an IDW. It's a one shot. I will say, like, I'll say good things about things that I weren't made for me, or just it's silly, it's a farcical, it's romance, it's Valentine's Day special, of course. Hello, but I like the line work because it looked like hand drawn onomatopoeia. Now you can have hand drawn onomatopoeia on a digital tablet. You just draw it by hand. It has closer to an organic line and a visceral feel to it. You know what I mean? That it's hand hewed at least, than the cut and paste, drop and drag that we get with most modern lettering in most of these like big two books. You see it. I mean, I get lettering. I grew up in a time of like John Workman and Tom Morzachowski and Clem Robbins, to name a few, hand letterers, and it gives it so much style and an interesting voice. And so modern day lettering is it just basically coding, typing? It depends who it is. I mean, is it an artistic coordinator kind of thing instead of just because but I'm not being critical of it. I'm just more of like, but I love hand drawn onomatopoeia. Like I give a mad on for Nick Klein and his Hulk work. Hulk's a noisy book. Hulk has these action scenes that just like are so destructive and noisy that you need some really good sound effects in there. So it's chock full of onomatopoeia, and most of it is done with the artist's hand, and it's not some just drag and drop. I've noticed that over in Amazing Spider-Man with John Romita Jr.'s line work and Scott Hanna's inks. But when it comes to specifically the onomatopoeia that's dropped on top of a J.R. Jr. image, it sometimes the placements are weird, and it's just sometimes it's just too clean and similar looking to if it's a repetitive sound. And I get it. It's just that's the modern standard. I am a Luddite. But yeah, DC is selling comics for $2.99. Don't you ever forget that. These Scooby-Doo ones, and one of them has a Batman Scooby-Doo. I stay away from... I'm such a Robotech fan. I'm looking at 3 Macross Valkyries on a shelf behind my monitor right there. You can check out my I've got videos for that. They're in a playlist I share with the Gunplas. You know what I mean? I love Robotech. But one thing I don't like is are the comic book continuation adaptations. Like okay, funny. It's the Sullivan cover. That is like the Rick's Skull 1 for this adventure. So he's got like this prototype, Veritech, aka so this is someone's new design. If it just doesn't work for me, I mean, I kind of don't like it. Like, I'm just like big on the traditional VF1 S, F, J, and A. There is no 5th version. There are only those 4, and every new writer is going to want to... Well, they're probably thinking, hey, this is my cool design for an in-universe, prototype Veritech. That's just like, it's like Wildstar had a 0, and the Black Taggers all had, Black Tiger ships or the was it the Space? It wasn't the Space Falcon. This will come back to me at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I know because I have a Yamato right over there over my shoulder, and we have come full circle. Yeah, to the My Little Pony stuff. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. We anything else going on in comics right now? I hope I got to buy most of these that I wanted to get. Because the show is premiering at 4:00 now, so I can be part of the live chat premiere. Because I had to, for my work-life balance, we needed to change some schedules at work. So now I'm coming in an hour later and staying an hour later. So still my full shift. No hours have been cut. It's no one's in business anyway. Yet, no, that's why, and so I'm going to be getting to my local comic book shop an hour later as well on a Wednesday, which means that the probability of me not getting what I want is less in my favor. Things sell out pretty darn quickly on my LCS, my local comic book shop, my LCS. And it's not their fault. I mean, they cover their pull list, yet they only get a few for the shelf. I was talking to the owner. That's lots of owners do that. So it's like, that's like a thing, That's one of the truths. So I can always get a pull list, but it's like, would I put Batman on my pull list? Would I put, no, but I want to be able to get it when I want to get it, especially when Jorge Jimenez is doing the interior art. That's when I'm buying Batman. When Jorge Jimenez is doing the interior art, you could probably get my Batman purchase, and I could be a sucker for a variant cover when it comes to that one. I don't think I'll be getting Ultimate Black Panther. Let's say read it. If it's in my treasure chest and my buyer chest, and I end up liking it, that's always the proof of the pudding being on the plate. I will go back and buy it. Like I didn't think I was going to get Wolverine 42. I got a Wolverine 42 coming to me. It was sold out because of that same that we were just talking about. I got to my local comic book shop Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, about 3:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Duke number 2 was already sold out, and Wolverine 42 was already sold out. Now, this gives me the opportunity to do business with Yul Carter of Fantastic Comics, who's put a few issues aside for me. He's got my Superman number 10, and the list keeps kind of like building. Just because it's like I just remember things that are on my list. It's like, hey, I just checked with you, and then when it comes to a certain threshold or a weight, we're like, okay, let's pull the trigger on this bad Larry. And it's nice to have a local comic book shop, my very own mailbox away. You could too. See, I'm not bragging that I have 8 different local comic book shops within striking distance of this my very own fortress of solitude. Here from our Boston studios, which is down the street from the corner, and all my public transportation, I can get to all of these stores within an hour. And but I have my own mailbox away. I have Fantastic Comics of Berkeley, California, and I got Yul Carter looking out for me, and that's good to know. And I know I won't be able to get Birds of Prey number 6, anywhere else. He gets variant covers, and will you put? Yeah, thank you. I hope that works out. I'd love to get that. And should I be buying Poison Ivy? That's a good question. Should I be buying Detective Comics? I'm not. But I end up, but I really like reading them too. It's nice to read them, and I should be getting Poison Ivy. I should be picking up Tech. Spending the money in the house of, that's how you give back, and that's how you pay it forward. I mean, it's one thing to ride the high seas when it comes to reading comic books. I guess it's the responsible thing to, pay what you like the most. I like this the most. Well, here. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. It's New Comic Book Day, and it was just going a little blah blah blah. And but yeah, I mean, we do the show twice a week now. We have the Wednesday preview show, and we have the Sunday live stream, the new release review show day, and the magazine show, as I like to call it. Sundays would be the day that the FM rock radio stations would have the curated magazine format show at certain times. You wouldn't hear the usual rotation of songs. It would be a more curated format, and specialized disc jockeys as well. You'd get that on television as well. With news programming. I was a big fan of Meet the Press for NBC during the Tim Russett years when he was a host. And it was like 10:30 Sundays were sacred. Don't bother me with my coffee and Meet the Press. And it was really, hey, I had some political acumen once, many moons ago, and which I gave up. I let go, and I started caring about my comic books once again, because it's nice to have a sense of escapism and to do something with it and about it. Go to your local comic book shop, spend some money there, get your supplies there. Don't you need bags, boards, and boxes? I need boards. I need to pick up boards this week. That's here. There's whatever my spend is plus $15. You know what I mean? And I'm spending this money where it matters the most, in these brick and mortar mom and pop shops, these independent bookstores, the LCS, the local comic book shops. Indeed. And if you don't have an LCS within striking distance of your place, check out Yule Carter, Fantastic Comics. His deets are in the description of this very show. Reach out. Tell him Sully sent you. And on that note, we're going to wrap up the show to this week's Wednesday show. We'll see you again Sunday, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern at the usual time. And for the live stream, this is Reverend Sully's Comics Talk, the dojo, your dojo for tactical and practical spirituality, the kind that can help you get traction with things in your very own life, such as reformatting your own self-talk to be a kinder, gentler, more motivational and inspirational kind of, place to dwell. That's a choice, and it takes time, and it takes a lot of gratitude, and you can get there. We use gratitude lists here, so tune in for the gratitude list. I'm a professional chef. I make a lot of cooking videos, a lot of cooking shorts, and there's a playlist for that. We're also big geeks here. We are very geeky. Love Star Wars, Star Trek, Dune, and the big two superhero comic books that I grew up with. But also, I like comics. All different kind of comics. So if you have a suggestion, leave it in the comment section and smash that like button and think about subscribing. We're a growing channel, and I couldn't have done this without you. I can't. And I'm so eternally blessed and grateful for everyone that tunes into the show, regardless of when you do. And you're always welcome here at the live chat premiere. Chime in, be part of this comic book shop style conversation, and you can continue this in the comment section. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.